the referees have a lot to answer to in this basketball game, especially what happened in the third quarter. 3D. That's just not as professional as the referees have been, especially up until this game. Right? You really haven't talked about poor calls by the referees or them controlling the game or dictating the fate of a team with foul trouble. But in this game, the maladroitness of the NBA officiating crew is going to have to be addressed. There's absolutely going to be a statement from the referee association regarding how those technicals were divvied out, and from this point forward about making sure that the scorers table and the referees are on the same page so that either team, the coaching staff that has the player with the technicals, which in this case would have been the Golden State Warriors, or the opponent, because we saw the reaction of both of the teams. The Warriors reacting as if, no, that's just his first technical, and then you saw Ty Lue and LeBron James saying, no, wait a minute, first half he had one. So the Referees Association will come out with a statement. Tomorrow we'll have better clarification, but the game got away from them. The game got ugly. The game got physical. The Warriors were not able to do anything to recover from that 3D, and it's an unfortunate blemish on this basketball game, especially with all the incredible offensive numbers that were happening around the Cleveland Cavaliers tonight.
Well, it was on the official box score that Draymond picked up that technical in the first quarter, and apparently Mike Callahan assessed it to Kerr early on, and so Callahan, Kerr, and Draymond all knew.
But it was Goebel that made the call. So, I mean, if we're clear on it, Vince, the play happened where there was a foul called on Draymond Green on the jump ball with Shumpert. Goebel went over to the scorer's table, made the call to the scorers to mark the personal foul. And then you saw replays from the ABC crew with Steve Kerr running off the bench, and Goebel points to Steve Kerr. Now, how it got miscommunicated from that point forward that the technical was on Kerr and not Draymond is what the referees will have to address, especially when it was, as you said, on the official box score at halftime.
Maybe the only way, because that was the same line of sight, and Draymond also reacted when he heard the team.
Right, yeah, I think the foul was being called on Draymond. I think the scorer's table assumed, without paying attention what the referees were saying, that it was on Kerr, and I think that's what the misconstrued was.
Do you guys see any type of carryover now? I mean, is it or games sort of stand alone in terms of, you know, kind of how back and forth these two teams went?
Well, I think Cleveland understands you have to play the same intense you showed this game like you should have showed all three games before that. So for me, the first quarter you set the tone with those 49 points. Brent, you hit it right on the head, but you bring the physicality so Golden State Warriors can get in foul trouble. But if you have too much space, you're not touching people, they don't feel like you're coming to steal a ball game. And I think that was the intensity early in the game.
And I like more the terminology of using the force that the Cavs came out with in this basketball game. We did not look at a lot of calculated isolation plays in the first half. We looked at hustle plays. We looked at tons of second possessions. You remember early on, Tristan Thompson with tip-outs led to a Kevin Love 3. LeBron James ended up getting a driving layup past Pachulia earlier on, and that all happened because hustle plays were there. Guys were moving to the right spots and not taking half a second to react to anything. A proactive night for them. Is that a hair product? A proactive night for them.
No, skin
product. I wasn't looking at you,
Skin
Vince.
product.
Skin product. Skin product. All right. Vince I was taking a shot at him. He's from Cleveland.
No, that's fine.
That was, I don't know, that was pretty bad.
What did you think of the way the game was called, generally?
It's a little different. It is what it is.
What kind of you go on in the first quarter?
I mean, they were aggressive. You know, you got to give them some credit. They were very aggressive. But when everyone has two fouls, you know, it's hard to match the physicality. So, you know, we'll bounce back, though. At the end of the day, we didn't expect them to come out and lay down.
In this game at times?
Yeah,
or was it borderline?
Well, the referees have a lot to answer to in this basketball game, especially what happened in the third quarter. 3D.